Hello, I'm Phoenix City Councilman Bill Gates from District 3. Coming up on this edition of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, the plans to modernize Terminal 3 are moving forward. We'll take a look at what's in store next for the terminal. And a great new customer service system is in operation in the customs area of Sky Harbor. Details on that and more coming up on Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor.
He's been a friend of the airport for years. Representative Ed Pastor is honored for his contributions to transportation, and you'll hear about the impact he's had on others. And Sky Harbor is becoming known for its food almost as much as for its flights. We'll fill you in on what new restaurants you can visit here. Plus, who said this is the best place for new small businesses? I'll tell you. Plus more in this edition of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor. Welcome to this edition of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor. I'm Deborah Ostreicher. Small businesses are an important part of any economy, and they're the reason America's friendliest airport was named top airport for new small businesses. Here's Sarah Brown to explain.
In July, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced that Phoenix Sky Harbor is the #1 airport in the country for new small businesses. Edging out 64 of the nation's largest airports, Sky Harbor was the most successful airport to integrate new disadvantaged business enterprise operators.
We're actually thrilled for that. It's really a reflection of the fact that small business participation was really important to us. It's one of our goals as an airport, but it's also the city's goal to increase small business participation. And in our Terminal 4 food and beverage RFP process, that was one of our strong goals for that. So it was great to see it was reflected in the products that they brought here.
Gonzalo de la Malena manages cervezas at Sky Harbor. His restaurant is one of the longest-running Mexican eateries in the country. With 92 years of continuous operation, the authenticity brings interesting food and flavors while adding diversity and further promoting the culture of America's friendliest airport. It's just one example of Sky Harbor's commitment to connecting small businesses to the masses.
It's really a blessing to have cervezas here at Sky Harbor Airport. Sky Harbor is one of the top 10 airports in the country, so we're grateful to be part of this fantastic landscape of new restaurants in the marketplace.
The small business relationship reaches well beyond what you see in the storefront. Whether it's the food delivery or the food quality or even the training, the benefits are felt far and wide.
The impact to the community, particularly the small business community, has really a multiplier effect. Not only are we a small business operator, but we employ and do business with small business vendors. So it has really a multiplier effect that cascades throughout the community, which is really a driving force for our economy.
As the airport, we're considered an economic engine for not only the valley but the state. And for the small businesses, we want to be able to reflect what our community wants. And our community was very vocal in the fact that they wanted to see these great local restaurants participate into the program. And for us, the airport, we want to be able to provide that opportunity. And additionally, we have a requirement to provide an airport concessions, a disadvantaged business enterprise program. So we're committed to having that program to provide those opportunities.
According to the report, airports have several procedures in place to encourage contract awards to new small businesses. One way to do this is to share contracts and leases with disadvantaged businesses.
You can have one of the small businesses here be operated by the same street management, or you can have that local business provide all the goods and services and all the training to be able to deliver the same food product for that. So it just depends on the business relationship between the small business and the master concessionaire for food and beverage.
The model for the restaurant project was so successful, Sky Harbor plans to duplicate it for the current retail project.
Absolutely. It's one of our goals as far as our Terminal 4 retail program, and because of the success of the food process, we anticipate to see just as much inclusion. And actually, coming back from our surveys, our passengers say we have unique local souvenir products and we'd like to see those reflected in our retail program.
With a mix of local favorites and national chains, Sky Harbor's customers are finding familiarity and flavor with each choice. And with the future retail developments, customers will continue to be able to enjoy an airport with unique local offerings and recognized and sought-after national favorites. For Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, I'm Sarah Brown.
As you just saw, restaurants are a big part of the small business scene at Sky Harbor, and it's getting even bigger. Local favorites and nationally recognized brands are staples here, and the new eateries located throughout Terminal 4, both pre- and post-security, have opened this year. A variety of cuisine from fried chicken to burgers to barbecue and tacos are sure to hit the spot for any traveler. Coffee shops will never go out of style here at Sky Harbor, and Java lovers can get their fix at local favorites or nationally recognized places. Find out more about all of the eatery openings at skyharbor.com. There's a lot more still to come on this edition of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, including a look at how international travelers are making it through customs a little bit easier, and a look back at Representative Ed Pastor's contributions to the city and to Sky Harbor Airport, right after this short break.
Years of hard work and planning culminated in celebration as the Terminal 3 Phoenix Sky Train Station opened to the public in December.
Today we did it. One short ride for city leaders. One giant leap for Sky Harbor Airport and the traveling public. Today is a great day in our city.
Opening early and under budget, Terminal 3 Phoenix Sky Train Station represents more than another stop on the popular airport transit system. It also represents a seamless connection between all airport terminals and Valley Metro Rail, making it even easier for travelers to get from the airport to downtown Phoenix, Tempe, and Mesa.
These kind of investments go a long way to putting us at the forefront, being the #1 city in the country for hosting large-scale events. Let's go ride the train.
This train is departing for the 44th Street Station Metro Rail and passenger pickup. Our next stop is Terminal 4.
The grand opening was also a chance for the public to get a close look at the custom artwork in the terrazzo floor. Janelle L. Stanley, the artist who created the terrazzo floor artwork, used her background as a weaver to combine textile design elements taken from her Navajo cultural background. Considering the economic and artistic advances of the Phoenix SkyTrain, it's no surprise it would be a leader in environmental sustainability. Something Phoenix Councilman Bill Gates of District 3 said the City Council is particularly proud of.
The entire City Council is committed not only to making the experience more pleasurable for our travelers, but also doing it in a way that has the least impact on our environment. Not only is that good for the environment, but it also keeps costs low here at Sky Harbor.
Everyday travelers for the people of Phoenix, this is what we come to expect, I think, and what the people deserve.
The Terminal 3 station is LEED certified and offers some of the best jet gazing at the airport, plus a view of downtown Phoenix. It's only a 1.5-minute ride from Terminal 3 to Terminal 4. Riding all the way to 44th Street to Board Valley Metro Rail, that only takes about 7 minutes. And for those using Terminal 2, there is a short walkway between Terminals 2 and 3. The Phoenix Sky Cart is available to transport travelers along this section of the walkway. The Phoenix Sky Train will arrive and depart at all stops about every 3 to 4 minutes during peak periods. It operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and as always, it's free. For more information on the Phoenix Sky Train, visit skyharbor.com/PHX Skytrain. For Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, I'm Heather Listener.
He started his life of service as a school teacher and soon rose to one of the highest steps in government as a U.S. Congressman. Ed Pastor has been in the U.S. Congress since 1991.
As Sky Harbor goes, so goes the future of our city. And of course, Congressman Pastor has been truly passionate.
And I think one of the main reasons that he was so successful and making Phoenix a better place to live was because he knew how to reach across the aisle to get things done.
Sky Harbor is the single biggest economic engine in the state of Arizona, and one reason is because of Ed Pastor's vision.
Maybe you've been around a while and you remember some of the first international flights that we've had here in Phoenix at the Sky Harbor Airport. Those are some of the things that have the Congressman's fingerprints on them.
It's the third runway. Very controversial. Ed stuck with us through all the pain and he made it happen.
We also appreciate the Congressman's work to make sure we have the people we need at customs so that when people land after a long flight from England, we can get them through and spending tax dollars quickly, start them off on a good note. So we appreciate the Congressman's help with customs and working with the TSA. There's constant opportunities to improve and he's been there the whole way as we've worked on that.
We now have a landmark tower that is state-of-the-art. In the inside looks like a space capsule, but it is due to his commitment and his hard work in getting the funds allocated and the FAA support to build it.
I've had the privilege of working with Congressman Pastor over the last 20 years on a variety of issues in transportation, light rail.
It's no secret that our wonderfully successful light rail system wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the leadership, passion, and stick-to-itiveness of Congressman Pastor. He had to work on that for a long period of time.
His support has made transportation for this state state-of-the-art, made us one of the busiest airports in America.
I am very grateful for the people mover piece in light rail. As the city is grateful, the state will be grateful, but also Sky Harbor and the economic engine due to the fact that it moves people in and out of Sky Harbor.
And I will never forget that when our friends in Mesa, significantly east of Congressman Pastor's district, had their event celebrating the opening of light rail and the extension of light rail in Mesa, who do they invite to the kickoff event to speak? Our congressman, Congressman Pastor, outside of his district, because the congressman was passionate about benefiting the people of this region, not just his own district, and he got it done.
We appreciate all the work you've done for the airport, and we will look forward to continue to working with you. I know everyone is excited that you'll still be involved in our community, and we definitely still need you.
What you have brought to this valley and to this state is beyond compare.
So knowing the strong legacy that my father has had on Sky Harbor, I have the continued commitment to make sure that it continues to evolve and grow in the way it needs to.
And he really leaves just a massive hole in our congressional delegation. There likely won't be another Congressman Pastor and the impact that he has. Washington's changed, and we need more people like Ed Pastor to step up and play a leadership role in a truly bipartisan way.
I'd like to thank you for all you have given, but most importantly, I'd like to thank you, Dad, for your servant leadership, your mentorship, and most importantly, I wish you the best of luck in your future, where I know you'll be by my side, guiding me and making sure that policy is great for this great city. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Ed Pastor, for taking care of Phoenix all the time.
Thank you, Congressman Pastor.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you, Congressman Pastor.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you, Ed, for all you've done, and we know we're not seeing the last of you yet.
Thanks to some new customer service initiatives in conjunction with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, entering the United States is even easier. Jim Peterson tells us how the automated passport control kiosks are shortening the amount of time it takes you to enter customs in Phoenix.
It's a great feeling to get through a security checkpoint without encountering a delay. It's even better to complete the international arrivals process at Sky Harbor without encountering a delay or long lines. Sky Harbor has initiated a new international arrivals system that is faster and more efficient. New automated passport control kiosks are available for U.S. and Canadian passport holders, visitors from visa waiver countries with an electronic system for travel authorization approval, and for U.S. lawful permanent residents. Automated passport control kiosks are reducing wait times and increasing customer satisfaction. Here's how the kiosks work. International arriving passengers step up to an open kiosk and follow the simple on-screen instructions, starting by scanning their passport.
Then after the passport is scanned, it will ask the passenger to take a photo. These machines adjust for height. The traveler will take a photo of themselves. They'll then proceed to answer the customs declaration questions, and then it'll print a receipt, and they will proceed to speak to a Customs and Border Protection officer to finish the process.
This program is free and requires no pre-registration. The international arrivals process is faster. That benefits officers as well as passengers. Sky Harbor customers have benefited from the partnership between the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and the City of Phoenix since the program began last July.
This is going to be a fantastic improvement for the customers who are coming into Phoenix Sky Harbor. As America's friendliest airport, we think it's important that customers, not only as a first impression of our airport and the community that we have here in Phoenix, but also their first impression of the United States, have a great experience when they come through the customs. In addition, we have a wonderful customer ambassador program right down here in the Customs Hall, where we have friendly agents greeting customers as they come into America, come into the city of Phoenix, and help them through this process. These kiosks will serve as another way to enhance the customer experience.
For more information, go to skyharbor.com or cbp.gov. For Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, I'm Jim Peterson.
There's still more to come on this edition of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, including new services offered by the airlines and the TSA. Stick around after this break.
Customer service is one of our top priorities at Sky Harbor International Airport. The Navigators are Sky Harbor's team of trained volunteers who are always ready to answer your questions and provide assistance. Just look for their purple jackets or shirts and their smiling faces. Whether you have a question about a flight, or the location of your gate, or where to get a bite to eat. Navigators will have the answers right at their fingertips. All you have to do is ask. If you'd like to provide feedback about our customer service, go to our mobile website at skyharbor.com and click on the Feedback tab.
Terminal 3 opened in 1979, and now it's being updated to better serve passengers of today and tomorrow.
Terminal 3 at Phoenix Sky Harbor is in a state of transition. It was the crown jewel of Sky Harbor when it opened in 1979, and today it takes a backseat to the larger, newer Terminal 4. But Terminal 3 is a vital part of Phoenix Sky Harbor. Modernizing it for the next generation of passengers is important for ensuring the great customer service America's friendliest airport is known for.
Inside Terminal 3, we're going to modernize the entire facility to make it more welcoming for our customers and a lot more efficient to operate. We've completed the program definition manual, and now we're moving on to the schematic design part of the program. So we want to make sure that we think through this so we make sure we have an efficient terminal, and then all our customers can travel through an enhanced terminal that's going to be easier for them to travel through and also faster.
The climate in Phoenix, with more than 300 days of sunshine and extremely hospitable seasons outside of summer, is one of the most appealing things about this area. Art says that will be the star of the show and is a feature of what is called the open terminal concept.
The modernization of Terminal 3 is about more than updating a building. It's about showcasing Phoenix in the Valley of the Sun as a welcome place to visit.
So from any point in the terminal, you'll be able to see out. You'll be able to see downtown Phoenix, Camelback Mountain, South Mountain. We call it intuitive wayfinding. So before you even leave the terminal, you have a good idea what Phoenix has to offer.
After the plans are finalized, construction is expected to begin and will continue through the 3 different phases through 2020.
So the first major enhancement of the terminal will be to use the terminal main building to streamline it, to go from 2 checkpoints to 1 consolidated checkpoint, which is going to help our customers travel through the terminal faster and more efficiently. It's going to be a lot more welcoming experience for our customers as well.
And welcoming customers to America's friendliest airport is what we're all about. For more information and to look at conceptual drawings of the modernization program, go to skyharbor.com/terminal modernization. For Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor, I'm Greg Royval.
America's friendliest airport is also proving to be one of the most compassionate. Phoenix Sky Harbor joined with American Airlines and Southwest Airlines to host Wings for Autism, an event organized by the Arc of Arizona. The Arc of Arizona is the nonprofit agency that promotes and protects the human rights of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Children with autism and their families were given the opportunity to experience the process of going through airport security, boarding a plane, and getting ready for a flight. Not only do kids dealing with autism and their guardians get to experience all of the fun sights and sounds in an airport, it's also an eye-opening experience for airport and airline employees who learn how to better accommodate families with autistic kids.
This is the largest Wings for Autism event that has ever taken place in the United States.
More than 280 people took part in this event, which is the first time it has been held at Sky Harbor. 2 airlines, American and Southwest, partnered together to put on the event. The Transportation Security Administration and Prospect Airport Services were also important partners. The point of this event was to make the kids and families more comfortable with the airport and the boarding process. And hopefully that means we'll see them coming back to America's friendliest airport to take a flight really soon. Before this episode of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor wraps up, we have some exciting updates to tell you about. The Transportation Security Administration has opened its pre-check enrollment center at Sky Harbor. TSA pre-check allows eligible participants to use dedicated screening lanes that allow them to leave on their shoes and light outerwear such as jackets. A non-refundable application fee is required. You can find the center in Terminal 4 on the west end of Level 1. Go to www.tsa.gov/TSA-PreCheck for more information. Other exciting developments involve new airline service that has just started at Sky Harbor. Frontier Airlines has expanded nonstop service from Phoenix to 3 popular destinations including Houston, Salt Lake City, and San Francisco. The Denver-based airline celebrated the expansion with a low-fare sale. In news from Texas, Southwest Airlines also began nonstop service to Phoenix from Dallas Love Field. And United Airlines got on the early bag check bandwagon as of November 1. Early bag check is offered at the 44th Street Sky Train Station, the Rental Car Center, and the East Economy Lot. Bag check attendants at those locations can print out your bag tags and boarding passes. All you need to do is check in at least 90 minutes early. And that'll do it for this edition of Destination Phoenix Sky Harbor. I'm Deborah Ostreicher, and I've enjoyed sharing these stories with you. I hope to see you soon. Safe travels. Until next time.